Hi everyone, so as you know I do relationship videos every Wednesday and I'm in this lovely park. I'm just taking a stroll around the lake. There's a lake there and I just want to talk about this idea of doing the work in your relationship. So lots of people have lots of opinions of how a relationship should be. Now our opinions about relationships usually come from our parents and their relationship, from TV, from social media, and just from our own thoughts and our own expectations. And there's nothing wrong with all of that because we are all a combination of all of those things. We're also influenced by society, by friends, family and everyone else. But if you really think about it, relationships take work. You know, everything in life that you want to be good takes work. So what I mean by working on your relationship is that don't assume that when things are going wrong, or don't assume that when things are not quite perfect, or if you have an argument, or if something is not in a right place, that you don't have to work on it, you know. And some people will just say to themselves, well, it used to be like this, so I'm just going to wait till it goes back to how it was. Or maybe we're not meant to be together and that's why. Or maybe we've outgrown each other. But sometimes it could just be you just need to put that little bit more work in. The same as if you go to a gym and you don't have a good workout on some days, and then on other days, for whatever reason, everything is connecting and you have the best workout ever. Well, that can happen in a relationship. Some days it can just be smooth, you can be in sync with each other, you can connect. Other days you can just not have the connection, the intimacy is gone. And all you really need to think about is doing the work. Now that might involve doing some reflection, you know, thinking about what is it that is lacking in this relationship and what could be the reasons why. Sometimes it could be going to couples therapy. Sometimes it could be just saying to yourself, I don't want to lose this relationship, so I think we need to sit down and have weekly reviews. It could be a matter of lots of things, but the point is that relationships do take work, and my own personal opinion is that the minute you stop working on your relationship is the minute the relationship starts to deteriorate, really, because you start to take each other for granted. You start to think, you know the person more than they know themselves. You stop being curious. You stop trying to understand what their needs are. You become complacent, and complacency in a relationship at some point can trip you up, because maybe that person doesn't like what you used to do in bed anymore. Maybe that person doesn't like their favorite food anymore. They've changed. And this is where like being curious comes in. Ask questions, go on dates, you know, have your first date for the 50th time. You know what I mean? Have you seen that film 50 First Dates, where she just goes on dates again and again and again? I think she's lost her memory or something, so she goes on 50 dates, but they're all like seeing the person for the first time. Maybe you could do something like that, where you were saying, let's imagine we haven't met each other, we're meeting each other for the first time, and let's ask questions as though we're getting to know each other again. So yeah, it's putting the work in, and I think there's something like really rewarding about putting the work into your relationship and then seeing the results. You know, when people say, I love the way that you two operate as a couple, or where people say, I'd love a relationship like yours, or where, you know, you can feel the results because you know you're closer to that person, you can recognize that you've done the work. So yeah, that's what doing the work means. So thanks for watching. Please feel free to share this, to drop your comments, and I'd love to hear your thoughts. Thanks for watching.